Good afternoon. It's 4:30. We'll call the March 25th, 2025 meeting of the Mill Creek Township Board of Supervisors to order. Would you please rise for the pledge to the flag? Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Item 3 on the agenda is a swearing-in ceremony for the oath of office of Officer Kyle Mathis. Chief Mook.
Thank you. To fill a vacancy created by a retirement and after an application period and oral interview process, we identified Kyle Mathis of Erie as our top candidate, and he was hired on March 14th of this year as a probationary police officer. Officer Mathis is a native of Erie and a 2-year veteran of the Erie County Sheriff's Department, having served in various capacities from security details, civil actions, and warrant service details. I'm requesting the public swearing of the oath of office for Officer Mathis.
Okay. Officer Mathis, would you please come forward? Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Kyle Mathis, being duly sworn as a police officer in the Township of Mill Creek, Erie County, Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, do solemnly swear or affirm that I will support, obey, and defend the Constitution of the United States, the Constitution and laws of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, and the ordinances of Mill Creek Township, and that I will discharge the duties of my office with fidelity. Furthermore, I affirm I will uphold, obey, and enforce the law without consideration to a person's race, color, sex, religious creed, sexual orientation, age, national origin, ancestry, handicap, or disability. Officer Mathis, congratulations.
Oh, yeah. Congratulations, thank you. That's an extra. He can have that. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Next item on the agenda is public comment on agenda items other than development or rezoning applications. Okay, hearing none, we'll move on to approval of the minutes from the March 11th meeting.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
I'll second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Mrs. Clear, how do you vote?
Yes.
Mr. Bach?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Item 6 is approval of the bills. Is there a motion to approve the bills?
I'll make a motion to approve the bills.
I'll second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Mrs. Clear?
Yes.
Mr. Bach?
Yes.
And I vote yes.
Item 7 is a public hearing on a subdivision plan, subdivision of the lands of Carl and Patricia Zaleski at 3232 West 41st Street. Mr. Waldinger?
Thank you. Good evening. This is a minor subdivision plan to show the creation of two lots, an 80-foot by 140-foot Lot 41A, which fronts West 40th Street, and an 80-foot by 140-foot Lot 41B, which fronts 41st Street. Those lots would be created from the existing 3232 West 41st Street along the north side of West 41st Street, east of Winchester Road in Tract 82. At their regular meeting of Tuesday, March 4th, 2025, the Mill Creek Township Planning Commission recommended approval of this subdivision.
Okay, thank you. We'll go ahead and open up the meeting. Is anyone here representing the Zaleskis? You please come up to the podium. You state your name and address for the record.
I'm Carl Zaleski,
Okay.
3224 West 41st, Erie, 16506.
Okay. Do you have anything further to add other than what Mr. Waldinger has described with your subdivision plan?
I do not.
No, okay. Both lots are vacant right now, is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay, all right. Any questions from the board or comments?
No.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Anyone else wishing to comment on this issue? Okay, we'll go ahead and close the hearing. Is there a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion to approve the subdivision plan.
And I'll second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Mrs. Clear?
Yes.
Mr. Bach?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Moving on to bids and quotations, we have two from the police department. Chief Mook? Oh, he's not here.
I told him if he wasn't back, I would go ahead and take care of it for him.
Thank you.
Chief Mook from the police department has a purchase request. The IT manager, Chris Filson, requested 4 new network switches. VNet, our longtime vendor and CoStar's participant, has provided a quote of $6,846.96 for the project. Based on the current network switches, they have reached, having reached their end of life cycle. And this was a projected purchase that comes out of the capital budget line item for mobile radio replacement. So there is room in the budget. Sorry, this had not been budgeted in 2025, but they're replacing it with the mobile radio replacement line item of that budget. So I'll go ahead and make a motion to approve the new switches for the police department.
Okay.
I'll second.
All right, it's been moved and seconded. Mrs. Clear, how do you vote?
Yes.
Mr. Bach?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Item 2 is a drone for the police department. Mrs. Clear?
Hold on. There it is. Chief Mook from the police department has this request. The SWAT commander, Lieutenant Hardner, has found that a second drone would be useful in resolving critical incidents as safely as possible. While the drone we purchased earlier this year has already proved its use, clearing larger objects, such as a school, would be made safer due to limited battery life of a single drone and less coverage area of a single drone. The recommendation is that they have found a flip-fly drone manufactured by DJI available on Amazon. It's currently at 23% off for $599. The 2 accessories would also be of benefit: an attachable external light for $89.95, and a helmet mount to assist with operating the drone without moving the officer's ballistic helmet for $84.99. Both items are also for sale on Amazon. The total purchase would be for $773.94. Earlier this year, we sold some obsolete equipment for approximately $1,000, and those would be the funds that would be used to cover this transaction. So I will go ahead and make a motion to purchase the drone and the accessories.
I'll second your motion, Kim.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Mrs. Clear, how do you vote?
Yes.
Mr. Bach?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Next items up are our guard Guide rail replacement and manhole frame and covers. Mr. Puda?
Thank you and good afternoon. The Public Works Department is seeking approval to replace the damaged guide rail at the West Lake Road entrance to Waldemere. This section of guide rail was damaged due to a traffic accident. The Mill Creek Police Department incident number is 25-1121. A quote was provided by Green Acres Contracting to replace the damaged section of guide rail in the amount of $8,170. This purchase will be submitted to our insurance company for reimbursement. I recommend approval of this request to fix the damaged guide rail. And the second one is the Sewer Department is seeking approval to purchase 50 1975 manhole frames and covers, 35 each 1975 1.5-inch adjusting rings, and 50 each 1975 2-inch adjusting rings. 2 quotes were received. LB Waters submitted a bid of $53,723.75, and Waterford Precast and Sales Incorporated submitted a bid of $44,350. Funds for the purchase will be taken out of the materials and supplies line item of the sanitary sewer capital budget. I recommend the approval of these purchases to Waterford Precast and Sales Incorporated for the low bid of $44,350,000. I recommend approval of both of these items.
Okay, thank you. Well, hearing both recommendations from Mr. Puda, is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
I'll second.
All right, it's been moved and seconded. Mrs. Clear, how do you vote?
Yes.
Mr. Bach?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Next item is the animal resource vehicle replacement. Mr. Waldinger?
Thank you. The current vehicle, excuse me. Sorry. The current vehicle utilized by animal control is an aging 2015 pickup truck with a cap. This vehicle has over 122,000 miles on it and is having repeated maintenance issues, including several that are beyond repair. Animal Resource Officer William Sandstrom has identified a vendor that produces purpose-built bodies for animal control uses. These bodies provide individual climate-controlled compartments for animal transport, which will greatly improve the care that animals receive when they are in our custody. This request is to purchase a 2025 Chevy Silverado 2500 HD. This vehicle will be delivered to another vendor to install the animal control body. As the company producing the body is just outside of Harrisburg, PA, we have found a nearby dealer that participates in the CoStar's joint purchasing program to provide the vehicle. I am recommending purchase of this vehicle from Lake Chevrolet GMC in Lewiston, PA for the cost of $45,304 under CoStar's contract 026 E23232. $50,000 was budgeted for this expense in the Planning and Development Capital Budget, leaving a balance of $4,696.
Okay, thank you. Any comments or questions for Mr. Waldinger? Is there a motion to approve?
I can make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Mrs. Clear, how do you vote?
Yes.
Mr. Bach?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Item 9 is ordinance 2025-2 regarding property maintenance. Mr. Shaw?
Yes, the township previously adopted the International Property Maintenance Code as the property maintenance code for the township. The last version of the code adopted by the township was the 2015 edition. The Chief Code Enforcement Officer has reviewed the 2021 edition of the IPMC and has recommended that the township adopt the 2021 edition of the International Property Maintenance Code with amendments as the current version of the Property Maintenance Code for the township. The proposed ordinance amends certain provisions of the IPMC to include references to the township, certain dates, penalties, and violations, Board of Appeals process, and rework the definition of weeds. The recommendation from Code Enforcement and Planning and Development Department is to approve the adoption of ordinance 2025-2.
Okay, thank you. Any comments or questions from the board for Attorney Shaw? Is there a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second that.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Mrs. Clear, how do you vote?
Yes.
Mr. Bach?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Item 10 is ordinance 2025-3 regarding fire prevention, the Fire Prevention Code. Attorney Shaw?
Yes, ordinance 2025-3 is similar to the ordinance 2025-2, but deals with the International Fire Code. The township previously has adopted the International Fire Code as the fire code for the township. The last version of the code that was adopted by the township was the 2015 edition. The fire code officer has reviewed the 2021 edition of the International Fire Code and has recommended that the township adopt the 2021 edition of the International Fire Code with amendments as the current version of the township's fire code. The proposed ordinance amends certain provisions of the IPMC to include references to the township, certain dates, penalties, and violations, a Board of Appeals process, and identifies geographic locations for certain types of facilities. The recommendation from Code Enforcement and Planning and Development Department is to approve the adoption of this ordinance.
Thank you. Any comments or questions from the board regarding this ordinance?
No, but I'll make a motion to approve.
Okay,
I'll second.
it's been moved and seconded. Mrs. Clear, how do you vote?
Yes.
Mr. Bach?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Item 11 is new and amended ordinances under review. Attorney Shaw?
Yes, there are two that are currently being reviewed. First is the Saldo. We have completed the legal review and have been meeting with engineering and planning and development to finalize that document. The second relates to an update of the fines and penalties in the township ordinance. Over the years, the township has adopted various ordinances, including provisions relating to fines and penalties. The township's reviewing those various provisions in an effort to streamline those various fines and penalties and to make them consistent.
Okay, thank you. Item 12 is Resolution 2025-R11, a resolution pursuant to Resolution 2015-R20 and the Municipal Records Manual to approve the proposed disposition of certain township records. Attorney Shaw.
Yes, before you is a resolution 25R11 to approve the disposal of certain municipal records maintained by the Police Department and the Human Resources Department that are reaching the end of their retention period under the Municipal Records Manual. The Police Department records to be disposed of include MVR BWC footage that includes test recordings between 12/27/24 through 1/23/25, traffic stops from 11/26/24 through 12/26/24, incident only in special circumstances between 2/25/23 through 3/24/23, and case report, arrest report, SRR, unknown type reports between 2/25/05 through 3/24/05. The HR records to be disposed of include medical, dental, vision claims from 2019, employment files where employment ended in 2019, unemployment compensation claims for 2021, insurance claims and workers' comp claims for 2017, and applications for employment not hired from 2023. My recommendation would be to approve the disposal of these records. Okay, so you said there are also treasurer records included in that? Okay.
What's that? What
Do you have those ones?
are we missing one or?
It's after the HR. Yeah, there's ones there. Would you like me to read them?
Okay, yep. So we have payroll records from 2016 and 2017, attendance records and timesheets, payroll records from 2017, PL 11 and PL 12, finance and purchasing records from 2003 to 2017, accounts receivable, files and ledgers, daily cash records, cash receipts, cash disbursements, and deposit slips, finance and purchasing from 2010 to 2017, annual budgets and related records and bank statements and reconciliations, and then tax collection and assessment records from 2010 to 2012, general and special tax ledgers and related records and real estate taxes. I think that completes it. So the recommendation would be to approve the resolution to dispose of those records.
Okay, thank you. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
I'll second.
All right, it's been moved and seconded. Mrs. Clear, how do you vote?
Yes.
Mr. Bach?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Item 13 is Resolution 2025-R12, signature authorization for PennDOT West 8th Street Turnback Project. Mr. Waldinger?
Thank you. On May 23rd, 2023, the Board of Supervisors passed Resolution 2023-R18, agreeing to accept the transfer of 0.832 miles of State Route 4016, which is West 8th Street, to township ownership and maintenance. This is the section of West 8th Street between Pittsburgh Avenue and Peninsula Drive. Due to some issues identified by PennDOT Central Office, the township has been asked to adopt a new version of the resolution. Before you is a highway transfer resolution identical to the one entered into in 2023, with the exception of new dates and new signatory information. It's my recommendation that the board approve this new version of the resolution.
Okay, any comments or questions for Mr. Waldinger? Yes. We don't accept public comment at this time,
That's at the end of the meeting, Bob.
at the end, yeah.
Well, he could have commented under agenda items.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you can comment at the end of the meeting.
Yep.
Okay.
Right. Is there a motion to approve this resolution?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Is there a second? All right, I will second that. We'll call for a vote. Mrs. Clear?
Yes.
Mr. Bach?
I vote no.
And I vote yes. Next item on the agenda, item 14, is Carfax for police agreement. Chief Mook?
Thank you. The Carfax for Police is a mutually beneficial program where police departments who submit crash reports to Carfax have access to multiple investigative tools related to access of vehicle databases. In return, Carfax would handle crash report distribution requests, thereby relieving our clerical staff of this burden. There's no cost to participate. Normally, our department charges $15 for a copy of a crash report. Carfax would handle these distribution requests, collect the $15 fee per report, then pass the collected monies back to the township.
Okay. Your recommendation is to approve the Carfax?
That is correct.
Okay, thank you.
Chief, is this for a certain amount of time, or it just
It's an open-ended agreement.
open-ended? Okay.
Any other questions for the chief? Is there a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded. Mrs. Clear, how do you vote?
Yes.
Mr. Bach?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Item 15 is a stormwater management operation and maintenance agreement, stormwater management plan acceptance for 1011 Sill Avenue. Mr. Waldinger?
Thank you. In front of you is an operation maintenance agreement and related stormwater management plans for a single-family residence to be built at 1011 Sill Avenue. It is the recommendation of Township Engineer Rob Rodemoyer that these be approved.
Okay. Any questions for Mr. Waldinger? Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
I'll second.
All right, it's been moved and seconded. Mrs. Clear?
Yes.
Mr. Bach?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Moving on to communications, Treasurer Communications, Ms. Page?
I don't have anything today, thank you.
Okay. Next item is the MPD personnel realignment. Chief Mook?
Thank you. With the retirement of Detective Sergeant Parmenter on March 6th, this created a vacancy in the Investigative Services Division. After an interview and evaluation process, we have identified the top candidate. Corporal Jake Washik, who is presently assigned to patrol, will be the new detective. The effective date will be April 7th. And on that date, Washik will be resigning his corporal rank. This will create a vacancy in patrol, and we are in the process of filling that position as well.
Does this require action today, Chief, or just for information?
Just for information.
Okay, thank you. All right, we have some training requests. Public Works, Mr. Puda.
Thank you. The Traffic Department is seeking approval to send 3 employees to a PennDOT pavement markings and stop signs and intersection control training course on April 10th and 11th at the PennDOT Titusville office. Employees attending this training are Jeff Tenney, Joseph Bizzaro, and Mike Sorenberger. There is no cost to attend the training. They are requesting the use of a township vehicle for transportation. I recommend sending these employees to this training.
Okay, thank you. Any comments for Mr. Puda?
I'll make a motion to approve the training.
I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded. Mrs. Clear, how do you vote?
Yes.
Mr. Bach?
Yes.
And I vote yes. We have 6 training requests from the Police Department. Chief, if you want to go ahead and go through those.
Thank you. The SWAT team has acquired a drone for use in and around buildings to mitigate risk to our officers during responses to critical incidents. We have identified an online class by the Pilot Institute that includes 15 hours of instruction to satisfy the FAA's unmanned aircraft general small knowledge requirement. I recommend that Patrolman Brian Shapter complete this course, and the certification will allow him to operate the drone up to 400 feet in altitude in controlled or uncontrolled airspaces. The cost of this course is $159 with lifetime free access to annual update training, plus $175 to take the exam. Total training cost is $334 to be taken from the police training budget. Next, the FBI LEDA organization is hosting their Supervisor Leadership Institute May 5th through May 9th in Pittsburgh. The purpose of the course is to advance the art and science of first-line police supervision. It is a goal to provide this training to all ranking officers at MPD this year. I'm requesting approval to send Lieutenant Farrick and Sergeant Irwin to this course. Course registration is $795 per person, totaling $1,590 to be taken from the training budget. Lodging is $138 a night, plus taxes and fees. 1 room for 5 nights, totaling $786.60. Per diem is $440 each, totaling $880. Fuel costs are estimated at $100, and travel will be by department vehicle. Total travel costs are approximately $1,766.60 to be taken from the travel section of the police budget. Next is a travel request. Officer Mathis, our new hire, is required to take the state municipal police officer certification exam. It is being offered this week on Thursday in Harrisburg. There's no cost to take the exam because Mathis has been offered conditional employment. Hotel stay for 1 night is $96.58. Per diem is $111. Fuel costs are estimated at $40. Travel will be by department vehicle, and total travel costs are $247.58 to be taken from the travel section of the police budget. Next, the National Tactical Officers Association is providing a 1-day webinar training titled Law Enforcement Response to Suicidal Subjects, Legal Realities and Options on May 13th. Because of the growing number of mental health-related calls to MPD, this course would be of benefit, and its intended focus is the legalities of police actions while responding to suicidal persons. Corporal Presnar would like to attend, and the cost is $100 to be taken from the training section of our budget. Next, the PA State Police's Northwest Training Center is hosting a vehicle-based firearms techniques course June 9th through the 11th at the Conneaut Lake Sportsman's Club. Because traffic stops are unknown risk or high-risk regular police activities, this training could save a life one day. Patrolman Vrenna and Patrolman Monroe would like to attend. There is no tuition cost. Travel will be by department vehicle, and we do have ample amounts of practice ammunition to provide the officers for the course. And last, there's a sexual assault conference at Penn West Edinburgh on April 10th that is focused on building trauma-informed responses to survivors of sexual assaults. I'm recommending that 6 detectives attend the conference, and they are Lieutenant Hardner, Lieutenant Fallon, Sergeant Henderson, Corporal Juka, Corporal Shoup and Detective Washek. Cost is just $25 per person, total cost $150, taken from the training section of the police budget, and travel will be by department vehicle.
Okay, thank you, Chief. Any comments or questions for the chief regarding this training?
No, but I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
All right, it's been moved and seconded to approve the training. Mrs. Clear, how do you vote?
Yes.
Mr. Bach?
Yes.
And I vote yes. The 2025 Medal of Honor ride, does somebody have that? I'll take it, yeah.
You got
This
it,
is
Jim.
from the American, or you have it, Jim?
Go ahead.
Okay. This is from the American Legion, just advising us that the third annual Medal of Honor ride will be on June 21st, starting in Girard and then traveling east through the township. They're just letting us know, and they are asking for acknowledgement that we know that they'll be doing the ride that day. So can I get a motion to send this acknowledgement to them, letting them know that we are aware?
I'll make that motion, Dan.
And I'll second.
Great, it's been moved and seconded. Mrs. Clear?
Yes.
Mr. Bach?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Executive sessions were held on March 13th and March 20th. On March 13th, real estate matters related to sanitary sewer facilities, stormwater easements, parks and rec facilities, and lease of township facilities. Litigation matters related to right-to-know request, code enforcement, state and federal court litigation, easement disputes, and zoning permitting dispute, and personnel matters related to the fire department. March 20th, real estate matters related to sanitary sewer facilities, stormwater easements, official map, parks and rec facilities, lease of township facilities, and land developments. Personnel matters related to the fire and police department, and litigation matters related to right-to-know requests, state and federal court litigation, easement disputes, and zoning and permitting dispute. Moving on to solicitor communications.
Nothing else on my end.
Okay. Student ambassador report.
Good afternoon, everyone. I have a few updates from McDowell to share. The annual McDowell High School Career Fair is returning on April 24th in the McDowell Senior High North and South gyms. The event will feature over 60 regional employers who are willing to chat with attendees about career and summer job opportunities and potentially give job offers. This is a great event for students and anyone in the community looking for a job opportunity. A reminder that the McDowell Center for Performing Arts will be opening its last production of the year, The Wedding Singer, on next Thursday. Come and see this show that is based off the 1998 movie, the show dates include April 3rd, 4th, and 5th. In the world of McDowell sports, the McDowell boys varsity basketball team has unfortunately concluded their playoff run. However, they had great success, reaching all the way to the state quarterfinals in a narrow defeat, 51-49, in overtime against Upper St. Clair. We are so proud of our team's success this year. Congratulations. Thank you for your attention, and we look forward to sharing more updates throughout the year.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. I was at the game and saw that last shot. Well, it wasn't a shot. It was a dunk. Yeah. I literally had tears in my eyes. It was heartbreaking. But they had one heck of a season, so congratulations to them. And baseball season has started? Yes, you can just say yes. We'll have to get a schedule, so thank you.
Okay, moving on to citizens to be heard. Any citizens to be heard? Come on up, Rob. Just state your name for the record and then write your address on the form that's up there, please.
I have a couple questions. The one, Mr. Waldinger, you had mentioned that you put in for a new truck for the animal
Yes, correct.
And you said it was like 46,000?
Correct.
Is that just a cabin chassis? or
That is just a cabin chassis,
So
yes.
when do we vote on the rest of it?
The rest of it, we have an estimate. The rest of it the chassis will have to be delivered to the place so that they can make the final measurements to give us the full final estimate.
So we vote on that too?
Correct, yes.
Okay. So we haven't got, I guess my thing is you buy a cabin chassis and all of a sudden we don't vote on the box because we're sitting here with a cabin chassis. Why wasn't that all put together, I guess, as one thing?
And so we do have an estimate for the box, and we have that amount in the budget, but they cannot give us a final figure to vote on for approval
Okay.
until they look at the chassis and see all the wiring and everything that they
Okay.
have to complete.
My next question was from Pittsburgh Avenue to Peninsula Drive, the 8th Street part. Did PennDOT mandate us to do that?
No, that was at our request.
And why, I guess?
Well, and this is not a critique of PennDOT, but, they are a large bureaucracy, and they have a lot of rules. They have many, many miles all over the Commonwealth to maintain. And I think today's vote was an example of paperwork that we had completed 2 years ago that they all of a sudden want us to do again. We have plans for West 8th Street. We have had requests from the community and residents and business owners there for sidewalks and other improvements. Getting all of those done either by PennDOT or through PennDOT's procedures are much more difficult and costly. And so taking ownership of that road for the township then allows us to have more flexibility as to the type of improvements that we do.
So we're burdening expense of the sidewalks.
Well,
I mean, instead of PennDOT, Mill Creek is doing that? Is that what you're saying?
Mill Creek is going to be installing sidewalks there, yes, with some grant funds that we've received through RACP.
Okay, that's it. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thanks,
Mr.
Thank you.
Gillick. Mr. Schaaf?
Good afternoon, Supervisors. I just wanted to update you and the public on the Mill Creek Township Government Study Commission. We met with all 3 supervisors yesterday afternoon for an hour and some change yesterday, and I want to make sure that you and the public understand we really appreciate you taking the time out of a busy schedule to meet with us and share your comments and goals and aspirations as a supervisor for the township, and that'll be included as part of our final report when we get down the road. In addition to that, after that meeting at 5:30 yesterday afternoon, we met as the committee of the whole, and we were reviewing the last 2 possible forms of government that we're considering presented by Allegheny Partners, who's our consultant on that. And most importantly, we'd like to again remind all of Mill Creek Township residents and related folks that are interested that our meetings are open to the public. They're on the website, and we certainly want to welcome their input and questions. And obviously, I'm available for any questions as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Schaaf.
And Mr. Schaaf, we should remind the residents that they can view the meetings through the Mill Creek Township Government channel.
Absolutely, yes.
So they're available online.
I guess I'm official. I've signed it.
Okay, thank you. Any other citizens to be heard? Ma'am, come on up.
Good afternoon. My name is Candy Horm. I'm a resident of Mill Creek. And I have a few comments and some questions about the attempted purchase of the Shrine Club. Number one, I want to know, where are the public hearings that are supposed to happen for this? I have seen nothing that's scheduled, and it just seems, if I ran my budget like you are running the budget for Mill Creek Township, I would be bankrupt. I was always taught, you don't start a second song till you finish the first. You have done nothing with 8th Street but put us into debt over $7.2 million. I'm sorry to make you laugh, Miss Claire. You find that humorous? I don't find it humorous when my taxes go up. I don't find it humorous when those buildings that you tore down, that the price was not
It's
included
okay.
for
No,
tearing
I
them down.
apologize. I
Let me
apologize.
finish, please. I don't find that humorous at all, because those buildings came off the tax rolls. Okay, well, it didn't come off my taxes, and then the school district had to sue you, so here we go with another lawsuit, more money for the taxpayers, so that you could make an agreement to pay those taxes for the buildings that got torn down because they're not businesses anymore. So now you want to buy the Shrine Club saying, oh, we need a pool, we need a place to meet. What did you have at the Bel Air? You had a pool that was remodeled. You had a couple of rooms that were perfect for meeting, but you were in such a rush, you didn't do your due diligence in research. And I find it offensive. You people were elected to be a watchdog for us, and all you're doing is running us into the ground. So I want to know, I just looked this up on the phone, and this is from December, okay? December 17th, 2024. Mill Creek Supervisors approved a letter of intent indicating their interest in acquiring the Zemzem property. Did the public get notified of that? No, you kind of did it at the end of the year, you know, and it says the property with due diligence and a feasibility study period and public input process, the property would be acquired by the township with the intent to use it as a new community center. I haven't seen any due diligence on your part for including the public to give their comments. You know, so I want to bring this, you know, to the forefront for the people here. We're all taxpayers, you know, and all you're doing is upping our taxes. The same with the fire department. I understand that you have hired people from out of state. When you hire people from Ohio, Mill Creek does not get those wage taxes. Now, I'm sure there are a lot of volunteer firemen here in Mill Creek that would be happy to work as a paid fire department employee. So who's getting the money here? I'm seeing a lot of, what would you call it, graft? That's what I would call it, corruption. And you were elected to do a job for the people, and I think that you're doing a poor job. So those are my comments, and if anybody would like to answer me, where is the public input for the Shrine Club?
Matt, do you have any insight? And I thought there was something in April coming up, or?
They are not scheduled yet, but they will be near the end of April. Yes, as we are doing our due diligence and getting the reports in, we want to have those compiled before we go out and speak to the public.
But according to this article in December, 5 months. So that's going to be barely 5 months. You were to have a public input for the 8th Street properties, which kind of got waylaid. So I don't want to see the same thing happen. I don't want to see my taxes go up, and I don't want to see people leave Mill Creek because they can't afford to live here. So those are my comments, and that's about all I have to say.
Thank you.
Oh, I have one more question. Mr. Shaw, how much do you charge for billable per hour as a solicitor?
Depends on the nature of the work.
Depends on the, well, so you charge like more for something in real estate and more for something else? Because I was shocked to find out that last year, Mill Creek Township paid you over 1.5 million.
I'd be shocked at that, too.
That's
That's
inaccurate.
just
That
wrong.
would be,
Yeah, that's
Ma'am,
inaccurate.
that's just wrong, so
Yeah,
it's wrong.
I do not.
it was
I got-
$748,000. So you are getting this information from somebody, a lot of people.
I don't believe that I got it.
And
from in
it's
here.
not Mr. Shaw alone that gets those payments. It's McDonald Illig as well as other solicitors. There's a lot more that goes on than just what you see at the meetings. We have land deals, we have government contracts, we're being sued by dozens and dozens of people at any one time. We have human resource issues that go on. There are like 30 different solicitors that are paid, and it was $748,000, I believe, in 2024. So
So why don't you have one solicitor as an employee with benefits?
that's
That
like
not-
asking a cardiologist to perform kidney surgery.
Well, it would be saving money. And if you are using
It would be,
professionals.
it would be doing more harm than good.
So you're paying the whole law firm of,
No, we're paying for solicitors.
you're paying all from the same law firm?
No.
So how are you picking your solicitors?
Through a process of negotiation and through interview.
Kind of like how you're doing the Shrine Club? Due diligence?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. That's all I have. I thank you for your time. I thank you for listening.
Any others for public comment?
Harry Morgan. On the 8th Street turn back project, did you guys do a cost analysis of what that's going to cost to maintain yearly? Do you have those numbers? Now that the road between paving it, maintenance,
I will be perfectly
out.
honest with you, yes, we did do those numbers. We did them in 2023. I do not have them with me. Again, this has already been approved by the township. For some reason, PennDOT's having us sign these documents again, but I don't have that with me now. I could provide it if.
it's definitely an added expense to the township though, by taking it over.
So there would be the expense to plow it, there would be future maintenance expense down the road. The turnback does come with up to $5 million of improvements to the road before it's our responsibility to repave it, do new storm sewer, do new curbs, and handicapped accessible ramps. So the road will be redone before it's turned over.
Okay, thank you.
Any others for public comment? Okay, hearing nothing further, is there a motion to adjourn?
I'll make that motion. Oh, come on. Can we get a second, please?
All right, I'll give you.
All right, you were up,
I got chewed out. I got chewed out for wearing a public support thing once. Those shouldn't be allowed.
Okay, is there a motion to adjourn?
I made it, and I didn't get a second.
Oh, sorry.
I will second.
Okay, all in favor, say aye.
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 Okay,